Oh boy, I guess we're talking about this stuff again. We're talking more about the card cleaning and the Kurt's card splooge and all that. I'm not making another video about, I'm not showing the website again. I'm not showing where it's strong enough to remove serial numbers and signatures. It's all on their website. All the people that use it, you're free to use it yourself. I kind of want to talk about the overall community, the perception that's going on with this whole thing, because the whole thing about it has just gotten ridiculously out of hand and just kind of divided the community even more than it was already divided. So if you're not tracking, Rattle did a video. There's a couple of people talk about it too. I think it came from Tiffany's Cards on fucking like X or something like that. Almost said Twitter. There was a submission that got kicked back, a pretty big sports card submission that PSA rejected because they determined that it was altered. They determined that there was some Kurt's card splooge allegedly on the card, and it got rejected. That is very funny because recently PSA was like, "Oh, sorry, we don't see anything on cards where people are literally in your office saying they're shouting out Kurt's card care of all fucking places. They're just doing all that. They're just shouting to the moon, but we didn't find anything on the card. It's just two coincidental things. We're just shouting out a service for no reason." And PSA is just walking around like this, fucking Blindbeard the pirate, can't see shit. Just they can't fucking see anything, and now they're rejecting cards that people have submitted where they're determining they're altered from foreign substances. Now, people can have their opinions about whatever they want. People can say it's good for the community, it's bad for the community, it's good for money, it's bad for this. People are fucking gatekeeping, whatever. PSA and other grading companies have said this is not allowed on your cards. This is just not fucking allowed on them, okay? This is a non-debatable question. No one can have you cannot have an opinion on that, okay? PSA and other fucking grading companies have said no to any of this stuff going on your cards, and people are still going around trying to find little sneaky ways to do it. Now, why do people have an overall problem with this stuff being on cards? Do I personally care if you put this stuff on your cards? Absolutely not. I don't care if you fucking chop up your cards like ninja stars and just throw them at your cat or something. I don't care what you do with your cards. The problem is people want to put stuff on their cards, they want to put stuff on it, and they want to fucking sell them to other people, not knowing that they were fucking altered or they had something put on them. There is no disclosure like there is of anything else. And I've seen some really bad arguments where people are like, "Oh, well, you'd want to clean up your car, right? You'd want to clean up your house, right? Oh yeah, I forgot my car and my fucking house are made of cardboard with fucking aluminum in between. I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot that that's what this stuff was made of, okay? My bad. I didn't realize they were made of the same fucking thing. I didn't realize my bed was made of goddamn cardboard. I didn't realize my car was made of fucking aluminum foil and just such a stupid question to take. And when cars and stuff like that get restored, or even art, they come with a fucking refurbished or restored title that says something happened to it. Nothing like that happens with cards. Nothing like that happens at all with it. And people are like, no, it shouldn't happen with that, because why should it? It's Pokemon. It's just Pokemon. Isn't that funny that that's like the argument? It's just cardboard. Why should it come with anything like it's just cardboard until it comes to like big money stuff? Then it's not just cardboard. Then it's my hobby. Then it's my life. It's my childhood dream. It's everything I ever want. It keeps my family good. Like that, then it's not cardboard. The only time that it's cardboard is when people have legitimate concerns about something like that. I'm so sick and tired of the fuckboys in this community acting like this doesn't affect anybody. Here, put yourself in this scenario, money boys. Fucking take graded cards out of your fucking nose for a second. Get that shit, the graded card asshole. You can smell it. Take it out of there for a second. Put yourself in the scenario. Okay, say you buy a card. Say you buy something as a PSA 9 or something like that. Okay, you got the card. You sit on it a couple years. You decide, hey, I want to grade this and try to get like a BGS 10 or something like that. I think it's good. I question what the actual graders had to say about this, and I think this actually stands to get a pretty good shot at a better grade. You fucking submit it over to the grading company and say, once again, it's 2 or 3 years from now, so who knows what kind of fucking AI or procedural shit they can have to actually determine what's on cards, right? And it comes back altered. It comes back that somebody put some fucking splooge, someone put some card cream, someone put some foot lotion all over your stupid card, okay? And then you can't grade it again. You can't do that. You can try sending it to another place. Once again, it's 3 years from now. All these big companies are probably going to have some way to determine if one card company caught it, the other card companies are probably going to catch it. So you're kind of out of luck with that card. You're out of the money. You're out of all that stuff, and you're kind of just shit out of luck. You can't go talk to the original person about it. It's 2 or 3 years from now, and maybe the person didn't know that it was actually altered by someone else. See, that's when it becomes a problem, when it becomes someone else's problem in the community. When someone else wants to do something with this card, it wasn't disclosed, and people lose out. People are going to be left holding a bag whenever this stuff comes to fruition, man, because the grading companies, they've already put their foot down, okay? If they changed their mind, that's a whole nother thing. But they have put their foot down and said this stuff is not allowed on your cards. This is not a debate. You don't get to have an opinion on whether or not it should be on cards. The grading companies that you want to submit this to increase the value of your cards have said, no, this is not allowed on the cards. And if you fucking sneak around that, you're doing some sneaky, shady bullshit with that, you'll probably do some sneaky, shady bullshit with some other things. That's why the community has a problem with you. That's why people don't like this stuff. You don't stand with anybody. You don't stand for any of that stuff. The grading companies said fucking no. You said, I'm going to use this shit anyway, and I'm not going to disclose any of that stuff when I sell these cards. Yes, there are some people who just want to restore their collection. Yes, there are some of them, but that is very few and far between. Just like there is very few and far between genuine collectors that stepped into this hobby in 2020 and 2021. The vast majority of people came in here because they saw Pokemon cards were big money. They dug up their Pokemon card collection and thought it was going to be a cool new way to get some more extra cash out stuff. The vast majority of them stepped into it. That's why it shaped content. It shaped breaks. It shaped how people do things with cards. It literally shaped our entire content sphere. And people are going to say, that's not what fuck off. 100% it did. That's what happened. People are fucking using this shit to increase the grades on their cards, and they're using it in order to fucking get a higher profit when they sell it stuff. That's all this is. That is the entirety of what all of this is. And I don't care what people put on their cards. Once again, you ain't putting shit on my cards. You're not putting a damn thing on mine. No one's getting any of that stuff and putting a damn thing on mine. I don't care what you do with your cards. You are allowed to do what you want to do with your cards. But this is a community problem. This is something that's going to affect everybody who grades, everybody who fucking goes around and buys cards from other people. I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying any cards from anybody who even voiced a slight appreciation or a slight inkling that they might have used this stuff on cards. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they're like, no, these cards didn't get that stuff. I don't trust you, man. I'm sorry. I don't want that shit on my cards. And a lot of people do not want that shit on their cards. It is not fucking allowed by any of the grading companies, and it's going to end up with a rejection further on down the line whenever they can actually detect that this stuff was on it. Oh, it doesn't chemically alter. It's just cleaning. Yeah, well, there's nothing on the fucking the website. Just go look at their fucking website. It is designed for glossy sports cards and is designed to remove goddamn serial numbers and signatures. I'm tired of people acting like this shit doesn't do it. Dude, I work on body work on cars. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you went to fucking school for cardboard. Oh, is it you did that? You went to school for cars? Oh, it's the same practice as cardboard. It's just made of two different fucking things. People have the dumbest takes in this place. People are fucking idiots. They're absolute morons when it comes to stuff. You want to fucking do things to your cards, that's fine. But you better disclose it, and you better make sure people know about that stuff, because that's what's going to happen in this hobby when people get left holding a goddamn bag that someone else didn't want to pay for. That's all I got. Appreciate it, virgins. Just these fucking assholes, man. These fucking pieces of shit that don't want to take any accountability. I want to make $35,000, but I don't want to have any accountability for it. That's on you, bitch. You bought the car.